Hey y'all, it's Monday morning, July 6th, and we welcome you to another edition of This Week at AMG. Thank you for joining us today, and it is actually a very special episode. This is our 100th episode of This Week at AMG, and we are very glad that you are watching it with us. We are particularly grateful to those who have stuck with us for all 100 episodes. If there is any of you that has done that, let us know. I'd love to hear from you. Today we are going to be hearing from Don Pickrell, and Don is a very good friend of AMG and he's a wonderful child sponsor. And he's going to share with us the excitement of identifying the child that God would have him sponsor for the first time. Don is also going to share with us about Bundles of Love. Bundles of Love is our very special program that we do around Christmas time every year, and it involves celebrations at the different child centers and presentations of the gospel to the community, to the families, to government officials that attend the programs. And in order for that to take place around Christmas time, we have to raise funds for it throughout the year, and also to make plans and preparations long in advance. In fact, our people in the field start those preparations pretty soon actually, because it takes a long time to put everything in place for these celebrations. So let's hear from Don as he shares with us about sponsoring a child and also about Bundles of Love.
Thank you, Tassos. My name is Don Pickrell, and I've been associated with AMG for several years now. I first got acquainted with AMG when I took a mission trip to India, and it's been a blessing ever since being associated with AMG, and I've been able to make several trips to Guatemala. And my first trip to Guatemala, I seen a little girl down there with a big smile on her face, and I asked if she'd been supported by anybody, and I found out that she hadn't. So I called my wife from Guatemala, and I said, Joyce, I said, is it all right if we sponsor this little girl? And she said, of course. So then we told the family, and the family was at the school at the time, and they were extremely excited that their little girl, whose name is Maria, was going to be sponsored and be able to go to AMG schools. And so we've sponsored Maria now for going on 5 years, and I've got to see her several times. It's been a real blessing each time I've met her and her family in Guatemala. And we later found a little girl in the Philippines, and we sponsored her. She'd been out of school for several years because of a car accident, and so we found out that Haiti needed sponsorship, and about 3 years ago we sponsored Haiti, and we are blessed by getting letters from each child, and they send us pictures that they draw, and it's been a real blessing for Joyce and myself to have these two girls in our life. And one of the things that I got acquainted with AMG was these Bundles of Love Bank. And I've had this bank for quite some time now. And on the back it says, how to change a life, and fill this bank with $20 and then send it into AMG for their Bundles of Love. And their Bundles of Love, in December, myself and several members from our church are going to Guatemala and do the Bundles of Love, where we fill backpacks with Christmas gifts for the children and school supplies. And we'll hand these out to the individual children, and what a blessing it is. I've never got hugged so many times in my life when I was down there the last time. And over several months it's become a challenge for me to see how much money I could actually pack in this bank. One time I had an incident where I had a lot of dimes in change, and I kept putting them in here, and the highest I've got was $57.30. So it's been a real challenge to me to see how much money I could pack in this bank, because all the money goes to such a wonderful opportunity to serve these children in where they have the bundles of love, Guatemala and different places. So I talked with Pat Reagan, and he said, well, why don't you bring this bundle of bank love in, and we'll see how much you got in at this time. And if you could see up close, you could see that right now I can't put another dime or nickel or quarter in this bank. It's so packed. And I just wanted to empty it out and see how much money we had in here for the bundles of love that'll be going to Guatemala and other places that AMG has their bundles of love. This bank is so stuffed with coins, I don't know if we'll be able to get them out. Never thought a bank could hold so much money. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe it, but in this little bank I had stuffed $67.50. And I couldn't have got another dime in this bank, but all that money, and I would challenge any of you out there that has a bank like this, just for the fun of it, try and see how much money you can get in this bank. It all goes to a good cause. It all goes to bundles of love, and you'll be blessed, and the children will be blessed. So if you would like one of these banks, I don't think they have these anymore, but they sure have a good supply of these. Get in touch with AMG and get one of these banks for yourself, for your family members, for your church, and just see how much money you can pack in one of these little banks to go for bundles of love.
It is truly wonderful to see what the child sponsorship means to an individual and to the child, and also how important the Bundles of Love program is. You heard Don's challenge about this special celebration that is going to take place around Christmas time. So if you would like to partner with us with the child sponsorship or with the Bundles of Love program, or even better, for both, please give us a call or visit our website at www.amginternational.org. We'd love to hear from you, and we trust that God will continue to provide the sponsors that we need and the people who will provide for the Bundles of Love to continue to make a difference in the lives of young boys and girls around the world. Well, that's it for this week, for our 100th episode. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week at This Week at AMG.